break it down, is there a reason why you think that's happened? Is it a matchup thing? Is it a...
I don't know. It's tough to answer. I mean, obviously, it's a lot of pressure. You want to play good hockey in front of your friends, and maybe that's been the case for both us and Anaheim.
With Getzlaf, the size and the speed that he can throw at you, what's the best way to try and contain a guy with that skill set?
I mean, you want to be smart. I mean, you cannot go out there and think you can run him over and take the puck. He's very strong on the ice, and he just wants you to engage so you create ice for the other players on the ice. So you got to be very smart. He's a really good player. He's very tricky to play against.
Oscar, just back to your first comment there, just about playing at home. Do you think maybe there's some players have a penchant for trying to do too much on home ice?
I don't know. It's tough to say, but maybe that's a factor. I mean, you want so much, and you want to prove the fans you can play really good hockey. And I mean, every game is so important these days. I mean, it's a lot of pressure, especially at home ice when you have the advantage. So maybe that's a factor. I don't know.
Todd said mistakes were going to be a big factor in obviously playoffs, but for you guys, a couple of mistakes last game ended up with the puck in the net. How much of the message has been about trying to not make those errors?
I mean, it's tough. I mean, like you said, every mistake is punished out there. I mean, if you make a small mistakes these days, I mean, they punish you right away. But I mean, last game is in the past, and we just try to focus on the next game here and focus on our game, and we should be fine.
Todd had said yesterday that the breaks between periods are going to be troublesome.
Concentrating on winning those little races to the pucks and those little battles. Does that really come into play now if we get down to this stage in the series?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, both teams are so close that it really just comes down to who battles harder, who executes better. Those are just the little things that everyone kind of talks about.
When you're playing against a team that has defensemen who can move it quick and who are mobile on their own, what's the best way to try and establish a little bit of forecheck time against them?
I think it's kind of your puck placement on your, when you're putting it in the zone. Every time the goalie touches it, they're going to come out. So we got to be better with where we put the pucks on our dumps.
When you look at Getzlaf, he's looking for ways to try and ground. Is the best defense the best offense? If you win faceoffs, if you have the puck, maybe he's spending more time chasing as opposed to you guys having to throw out.
Sure, yeah. I mean, whenever you have the puck, obviously, they don't. So that's a good way to defend him, I guess. But he's a big boy, and he's played in the league a long time. He's going to find ways to get his look. So we got to be able to manage that.
Probably not a surprise that it's 2-2, but it's been kind of an odd way to get to 2-2, hasn't it been?
Yeah, definitely a different way to get to 2-2, but ultimately that's where we're at, and we were in that same position last time. It's a best of three now, and I don't think it really happened.
In your experience with minutes going up for your game personally, when you get into that 23, 24, 25 minute range, what are the challenges in keeping your game high end, and are you comfortable with those types of minutes?
Yeah, I'm more than comfortable playing those types of minutes. I like doing that. You're really into the game, you're really involved. I definitely like that.
You spend an entire junior career playing that or more, do you really want to? That's pretty normal for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty used to that. Definitely played a lot of minutes on a lot of teams that I've played on. Definitely comfortable doing that.
Can move the puck, skate. What's the key to establishing some sort of forecheck and some zone time against that type of D-man?
Well, I just think we got to limit their time and space. We got to have a lot smarter dumps so they can't go back and retrieve it and activate their D-man. They do a lot of underneaths, the winger to D underneath, and their D can move and they get up the ice fast, but we got to find ways to better placement on our dumps to limit that.
Yeah, maybe just dig into that a little bit, because you've got that decision to make at the blue line. You got a split second to dump it in. Where you put it can kind of make all the difference, right?
Yeah, it does. It dictates a good forecheck, or it dictates them just breaking out clean and back the other way. So I think we need to find ways to do that. And when they have the lead, they clog it up. They play that 1-3-1 with the cheater in the back. So we got to find ways to limit that if they do have the lead. So we got to find ways, like I said before, just placing the puck the right time, and not, Gibson touched the puck way too much, I thought, in the second and the third. So I thought we did a really good job in the first of just getting pucks deep and using our size and using our forecheck and our skill to get on the pucks. But like I said before, we just got to find ways to limit that and make sure if we do go it, and if it's not going to be, just make sure you hit them, finish your check, and stay with them, because they can, if you hit them, if you forget about them, they jump right past you. So we got to find ways to limit that too.
There's obviously been the road team has won every game this series so far. There's a lot of theories as to why that's happened. Is it just sort of a thing where you have two very evenly matched hockey teams here, and do you just see that now in the NHL where there's the difference is so small that it's just about a bounce here, a bounce there on the road?
Yeah, I think so. I think to answer your question, I think you can win anywhere in this league now. I mean, it's not what the environment you go into. I think as a visiting team, you go into Edmonton, I think you get hyped up just as much because the atmosphere and everything else. But yeah, I just think it's, like you said, it's even. I think anywhere you go now in the league, or you can win anywhere.
Seems like for the matchup game, when you guys are on home ice, there's maybe a little bit more strategizing, a little bit more. You have that last change, so you want to take advantage of it. When you're on the road, you just kind of got to put your guys out there. Do you like that? Just being able to maybe just go when it's time to go?
Yeah, I think so. I think for us, we can't really focus on that matchup now. We just got to find ways to just play our game now. Get focused, play our game, find ways to create offense, find ways to be a lot cleaner in the D zone. I think mental breakdowns kind of cost us in the second period. We didn't do what we did in the first that we did in the second. We got away from our game. Just always moving our feet, just playing our game. It's hard to go out there and just say, go out there and play your game. You're always going to have that feeling that someone's always going to be in your face or right next to you, but you got to find ways. This is time where the playoffs are. You got to put your work boots on and go to work and find ways to limit that and go to the net and play hard in the D zone and just keep working hard for our guys in here.
When you guys
After the last game here, the fans, seemed somewhat defeated. Oiler fans were running around, talking about possible sweep. You've played it for a number of years. How hostile is it going to be here tonight? What are you guys anticipating what this crowd will be like?
Well, obviously they'll have a lot of energy. I don't know. From the past experience, there's usually, I think we'll have a lot more support than you think in Edmonton. Fans coming here and cheering us on. You can hear it in games 1 and 2 here. So, I'm sure the environment will be really good, but we can't really focus on the environment. We got to focus on our game.
How do you? What's the right way to play against Ryan Getzlaf when you come up against him in whatever sort of battle situation? Shift against him.
Limit your time and space. Don't go in there for the big hit, because he can make that play as quick as possible, and don't even give him a half a second, because he's a guy that has really good hands, really good skill, and good vision on the ice, and he can make that pass really fast. So I just think just get your stick in there, be in his face. If you hit him, finish him, but hold on to him a little bit longer than usual. Make sure he doesn't get back to the net or get back to open space. So, he's a heck of a player. He's been playing really good this series, and that's why he's an elite player in this league. And we got to find ways to limit. I feel like every goal that's been Anaheim's goal has been through Ryan Getzlaf. So he's been their head of the snake, so we got to find ways to limit him.
shots last game, and the last one went in. So obviously it took me a couple tries, but I always said it, I always been a guy that tries to fire as much pucks as I can at the net. You never know what's going to happen. It's not always going to be you that score, but there will be a rebound and something else might happen. So I just try to shoot as much as I can, and yeah, hopefully I'll find another one tonight.
You were mic'd up for that game. Did you get a chance to watch the clip of you mic'd up?
Yeah.
What was your
We watched
impression
it.
of
That was pretty cool, actually. Yeah, as soon as I scored, you kind of not black out. You don't really know what's going on after. So it was pretty cool to watch. It was a fun clip. So yeah.
And how would you describe what Getz brings as a leader? Is he vocal? Is he more a lead by example?
I think it's both. I think he makes good points in intermissions and stuff, and on the bench too. And he's a positive guy, and definitely, he's a lead by example on the ice too. He's probably one of the hardest working guys we got in the team. He works every shift, he competes every shift, he plays hard, and he does it both ways.
Carlisle has talked a lot about the faith he has in you. Is that the kind of thing where, the coach has a faith in you, you want to kind of pay him back?
I think anytime you get that confidence from the coach, you want to make sure that you pay him back, and obviously that brings a lot of confidence too. And it's something that I've said it all year, that he's always been kind of putting me in a position where I can create offense and be creative, and having that confidence from him obviously helps me a lot too. And it's nice to be able to pay him back, contributing offense as well.
Does Getzlaf make you a better player too?
I can't say I've played that much with him. I've mainly been playing with Kess and Cogs, and I think I think our line kind of help each other out. But I mean, I think as for Getzlaf, just watching him practice and watching him every night, see how hard he works, it kind of pushes myself to make sure that I bring the same work mentality every night. And you just can't take any nights off. You got to make sure that you bring it every night, and that's something he does very well with lead by example.
It's just been more urgency from road teams in this series, maybe just because, like, you know, they come in here in games 1 and 2, they want to prove themselves, and you guys have to kind of chase the series a little.
It seems like your team is most successful when you're kind of trying to win. Oh, not you're always doing that, but winning the little races to the puck and the little battles and prolonging that for periods. Can you when you get down to the single games here?
I think that's. That's a good observation, but that's probably the 8 teams that are left. I bet you all 8 coaches are agreeing with you in that comment. So you've just got. We have to do it more. We have to do it longer. We have to do it harder than the other team, and stay consistent. We've been up and down in the series. We've had some real good periods of strong play, and then there's other periods where we haven't been consistent enough. So we're going to look at trying to change that tonight.
Todd, in your experience with McDavid, how many minutes can he comfortably handle and keep his level up at where he needs it to be? And do you look to try and get him out there more than you have so far in the series?
Well, he's played many games over well over 20 minutes, 22, 23, 24 minutes. They're not playoff games. The quality of checking, the intensity, it's different at this time of the year. But, we talk about all his skill sets and everything that he brings to the table. His stamina is right up there with it. And I feel comfortable just pour him over the boards and keep playing him. I feel good with that.
Todd, how do you think your team's done in terms of establishing a cycle game and getting that sustained offensive zone time? And is perhaps targeted dumps or puck placement when you're getting the puck in a part of that?
Well, that, to me, the initial or the secondary part of your question, the dumps and the ability to forecheck leads into your cycle time. So one leads to the other, and without the first, you don't get the second. So we can do a better job there. Gibson's touched the puck a lot, and one of the factors in this series that we've had to handle that maybe we haven't faced is the mobility of all 6 of their defensemen. It's as good as there is in the National League, in my opinion, right now. I don't think there's a team that throws 6 skaters out there like that. So it's not like you're running up against somebody that's a little bit slow on the retrieval or doesn't have the ability to maneuver and escape. All 6 do. So our work's cut out for us, which in turn leads us to that cycle game, and we can be better in that area.
Todd, your second line, we're deep into the second round here. They don't have an even strength goal. Milan Lucic said we expect way more from ourselves than this. Can this team advance and win without that line producing?
I think it has to leave its mark in the series for us to be successful. So I guess, Milan probably answered the question fairly, and we've got 6 periods to play with, maybe more. I don't know how it goes, but every player on each team has a bar that they need to reach, or an expected bar, and the team that has more players that reaches that and has success or goes beyond that usually is the team that wins. And we need some players to get closer to that bar and push it a little bit.
When you look at the series beforehand, you could imagine it being 2-2 at this point. The road to get to the 2-2 has been a little bit different.
Yeah, it certainly has. Both teams winning on the road. But I think in this day and age, it's not as significant as maybe it has been in the past. Both teams are comfortable playing on the road, and they certainly have a little more experience with it, but we're gaining it as we go. The fact that they hadn't lost in 18 games coming in, we knew it wasn't going to be easy. And we knew we'd have our work cut out for us. We're deep into it now, and there's no surprises. We have our work cut out for us.
Todd, over here on the left. You've had to game plan against Ryan Getzlaf for a lot of years. Have you seen him play any better than he is right now, and how much, I guess, greater is the challenge in holding him down right now?
Well, he's had some real good games in years. He's playing exceptionally well right now. I don't want to discredit what he's done in the past, but he is playing exceptionally right now. And he's obviously, I think the first time I sat here in game one, I said, somebody finally asked me a question about Ryan Getzlaf. Like, it wasn't something we were unaware of. Certainly all those years in San Jose, we were well aware of it. It's just dealing with it is obviously a problem, and it's something we'd like to solve beginning tonight.
Todd, you said before the playoffs even began that you will learn things about your players as you go along through this because it's such a test. Do you learn more about them in the second round than you did in the first? Do you learn more about them in a potential elimination game or a particularly physical game? What sticks out?
Well, I think you take all the situations and you observe, and you look at them preparation-wise, you look at them execution-wise, things going good, things going bad, different scenarios, home, road. That bar that I talked about is a big evaluator for us, and that's what we're doing right now. We're watching our group play and evolve, and we want this to go for a long time. And when it's over, then we'll sit back and evaluate the group, individuals, and that allows us to make some decisions moving forward that we weren't able to make for the past decade.
Just on Getzlaf, in defending him, have you found that mobility, speed, experience, good sticks win out over more physical type play against him? Like of the two, which is the better way to maybe try and contain that player?
Well, probably a combination. We've tried both, and he's had success. So he's who's kidding who? He's a tremendous player. He's got tremendous size, strength, skill, vision, and experience. So to think that one type of game or one guy is going to shut him down, it's not going to happen that way. It's going to have to be a group effort, and if you end up on the ice with him because it's unpredictable with the face-offs, you better know who you're out against and get the job done.